All right, yes, we are live with Jeremy Evans. He's the author of See You Tomorrow, about the different disappearance of a snowboarder on Mount Everest, of all places. And there's a local tie-in because Ellen Miller, who's one of the few American females to have climbed Everest in all different ways, all three ways, she met Marco, and is it Safredi?
Yeah, Marco Safredi. Yeah, Ellen was a huge boost to this book. She was my first face-to-face interview for this book. And before I even got this chance to speak to Ellen, I was wondering what kind of character Marco was. You know, he had piercings, he had dyed hair, he had bleached hair, and I had this one vision of him one way. Then I talked with Ellen, who really befriended him during some expeditions back in the early 2000s, and I just learned a lot more about him as a person.
Yeah, you hear about Marco, and I was reading in the article today in the Vail Daily that Ryan Sedekris did with you. He really started snowboarding late in life, like about 16 years old. Shortly after that, he's going down the Aiguille du Midi in France. I mean, he was doing some crazy lines, some of the most dangerous descents in such a short period of time. And what a prodigy.
Yeah, he really was a prodigy. I mean, like a lot of young people in ski towns. I mean, he grew up skiing. He just didn't take a liking to it. His father was a mountain guide and tried to drag him up mountains. He just refused. But once he started to love the mountains for his own reasons, basically hanging out with friends, he picked up a snowboard by 16, and it's almost like God put him on this earth to snowboard. It's kind of what his family and friends said. And so he was a prodigy, and he didn't skip any rungs in the ladder. He just progressed very, very quickly. Ended up on Mount Everest in 2002.
Okay, and then that's where Ellen met him.
On Everest, when he made his first, he was the first person to make a continuous snowboard descent from summit to camp, and that was in 2001. And she also got a chance to meet him on Choyu, another 8,000 meter peak a year before that.
Okay, so now when he was descending in 2002, this is when the disappearance happened.
Yeah, it really is a mystery, and so much of the book when I started out, well, what happened to him, right? I mean, of course, through my research and doing everything for the book, I found out, well, who was this person, because he ended up kind of being more the story than what happened. But of course, the mystery is what it is, and he started down late in the afternoon. The previous year, he was very fast. He got up in a matter of hours and really had no dramas at all, which you'll read about in the book and Ellen can attest to. But the next year was everything was different. He was climbing through way steep snow. It took him almost 12 hours to get to the top. And he started down late in the afternoon, and clouds obscured him. There was another French climber watching him from below, and clouds obscured him. And then when they broke, they just saw his track and never saw any trace of him again.
Oh, wow. And, when I first heard about this, because Ellen had posted it on her Facebook page, like, hey, come to the Vail Symposium Wednesday night. And I just got chills, because you just wonder, like, what were his last moments like?
Yeah, and it's a really sad story too, because he comes from a large family in Chamonix. His older brother died in an avalanche outside Chamonix when he was about 18 months old, and then he had two older sisters that basically raised him. So he was a real mama's boy, and his mom did not want him to go back in 2002 for obvious reasons. And now, as a father of two daughters myself, and having children, there's a little connection there too, that this wasn't just a kook, a brash, young, cocky person. He was talented, he was ambitious, but he's very calculative when he went about his expeditions. And so I'm not going to give away everything, but it really is a mystery, and there's not a real discernible reason why he disappeared that afternoon.
Okay, so this is part of the Vail Symposium's Unlimited Adventure series. So this is going to be tonight, and you and Ellen will be teaming up to talk about the story and talk about this pursuit, these crazy pursuits that people go on.
Well, yeah, I think Marco can resonate with a lot of people in Vail or Jackson Hole, or even where I'm from in Lake Tahoe. It's just these very talented, maybe underground type of skiers and riders that do amazing things, that just kind of go about their business, and Marco is very much that. I almost feel somewhat embarrassed being here talking about Marco when Ellen could steal the show herself. I mean, how accomplished she is, but I think it just really speaks to how humble these great athletes are. Like, she had no problem speaking about Marco initially and helping me along the way. And so, yeah, I'm incredibly honored to be here tonight and speaking with Ellen and meeting with her and talking about Marco.
Yeah, because you met with her, 2016 over coffee for the book and everything.
Yeah, a few miles away in Edwards. I came up after New Year's. I think it was almost 2017. It's so hard with COVID, right?
Yeah.
And she was my first face-to-face. We met at a coffee shop in Edwards, and I walked out of that coffee shop driving all the way back to Tahoe for like the first 2 hours thinking like, wow, I think I have a book here. Like, I had no idea this side of Marco existed. And yeah, Ellen really had a special connection with him, which I think we'll talk about tonight.
Okay, yep. And you know what? You can find out more details, vailsymposium.org. Vail Symposium celebrating their 50th anniversary, and it's part of the Unlimited Adventure series. Go online, get your tickets for tonight. You're not going to want to miss this. And will there be books available?
There will be books available. I also have some rare video clips shot by Marco's friends, so we'll have some photographs. We'll talk about the mystery, but also be a celebration of an amazing life as well.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Jeremy, for
thank
your
you.
time today. You're going to hit the slopes?
I am in a little bit. I'm going to walk back and get ready. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're going to go and let him kick the powder day. But Vail Symposium, part of our nonprofit spotlight, brought to you by Slifer Smith and Frampton Foundation. Give to one, give to many at SSF Foundation.